Guys, you know how there are a ton of people who we basically already know are Nazis, and we just know, but we don't really have like the hard evidence. So sometimes people will be like, "How how can you say that person's a Nazi? You call everyone a Nazi." And you're like, "Okay, come on, dude." But like there's still some like sort of, wiggle room on it. Kaitlin Bennett. Um Please stick around with me for this, because this is actually fucking wild how mask off it is. There have been some chat leaks surrounding Kaitlin Bennett. I thought Kaitlin Bennett was just like some like crazy fucking like fascist bitch, but she's like full on. Let's go through it. So Liberty Hangout is managed by the person who is now Kaitlin Bennett's fiance. Asking out of curiosity, do you believe the Holocaust happened as has been told? I've seen the full image. It doesn't seem possible that 6 million were killed. That's from 2016, just a little sliver. But as we go through this, okay, please stick around, okay? They introduce in this article Kaitlin Bennett. We all know who Kaitlin Bennett is, okay? And then we've got some neat clips from the legendary Liberty Hangout Twitter account, detailing, their complete abandonment of democracy. Liberty Hangout, I'd rather live under a Catholic monarchy than a liberal democracy. White genocide is real. Opening the borders will always result in full-on communism. Libertarians who support open borders are complicit in genocide. You know what's really funny to me? This is a common talking point amongst like Nazis and fascists and stuff. They'll argue that if you let brown people into the country, they're all going to vote in like communism because like only white people have the big brains to know that communism is bad. But the rest of the world isn't communist. Like they're largely talking about like Mexicans here, but Mexico isn't communist. It's not even close to communist. So yeah, it's conservative. So it's weird. Like maybe people's race doesn't inherently determine what they'll vote for. The reason why Mexicans and black folk tend to vote for Democrats here is because conservatives are racist. Do you have any idea how many socially conservative Mexicans there are who have come up here over the past 50 years who would probably be voting Republican if Republicans didn't fucking hate them? Then we've got the aforementioned Holocaust quote. And see, this is a good meme right here. We must secure the existence of our people in a future for Liberty Hangout. You remember, 14 words? Know what I'm talking about? But we go on with this, and this is just the Liberty Hangout tweets that have been like available prior. When liberals say they're diversity, they say they hate white people. Yeah, we all knew about these, okay? But what's really big brain, here, hold on. This is stuff that I didn't know, and we'll get to Kaitlin Bennett shortly. Bennett and her fiancé, Liberty Hangout co-founder Justin Moldau, endorsed neo-Nazi Augustus Sol Invictus. And I really want you to take a second, if you haven't heard that person's name before, to imagine what a fucking LARPing loser you have to be to rename yourself Augustus Sol Invictus. So that is the cringiest shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. Jesus Christ. You want to know what this, look at this proud Roman warrior. You know, Romans who are all fucking each other? Look at this person. Smoothest face you'd find, just like their brain. You know what's funny? You know what the Romans would have called this person? A barbarian. Because he's not a fucking Roman citizen. To the Romans, it doesn't matter what his skin color is. He would have been turned away or fucking clubbed in the head. Because he's a barbarian. He's not a Roman. Would have had that neck, joink, fucking sliced right through. Because the Romans didn't really care about skin color when it comes to how they define their racial archetypes. Invictus, who promotes violent civil war in order to save Western civilization, was a speaker at the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville and second in command of the oh my god, these fucking LARPers! Second in command of the Fraternal Order of Alt Knights, the military wing of the Proud Boys, which is led by Gavin McGinnis, who is currently doing an AMA on the politics server. He is known for ritualistically sacrificing a goat and drinking its blood in an occult ceremony, and was recently charged with kidnapping and domestic violence in South Carolina. His wife divorced him because he kept beating her. Whoops! Maybe if he wanted to save Western civilization, he could have hung on to his white wife a little bit more to make some more babies. But damn, hates women more than he likes making white babies. Invictus has also been a guest on Liberty Hangout several times. What are you going to do? Liberty Hangout has also featured on its program another far-right libertarian turned neo-Nazi. Remember this one? Chris Crying Nazi Cantwell, another speaker at the Unite the Right rally. Currently, Cantwell is in federal custody. Did I just say custard? Custody after making numerous violent threats across state lines. The Crying Nazi. If I Google this, is it going to give me the picture? I know, delicious, right? That is such a small picture. We must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. We cannot allow the inferior races to overtake us. Sorry. If I'm being redneck phobic here, I really apologize, but you cannot abide these people unironically. Why are all these images so so fucking tiny? Yeah, this... And one of these days I'll get U-Block, okay? But in the meantime, that's what this guy's known for. Crying like a bitch while getting arrested. Behind closed doors. Now here, listen, here, this is the good shit, okay? Screenshots obtained by Colorado Springs anti-fascists. Can we get a fist of solidarity to our comrades out there? The Antifa who are legit doing real behind-the-scenes work. Can we... Fucking comrades, you know? Sometimes I feel like it's difficult to defend Antifa because they're a PR nightmare, but like that's pragmatism. At the heart and in the heart and soul of every one of these people beats the spirit of liberty and democracy in this country. Okay. They obtained private Facebook chats in 2017. They appear to show repeated themes of anti-Semitism in conversations between Kaitlin Bennett and her associates. Members of the anarchist media collective It's Going Down reached out to the Jewish Worker, two based publications by the way, who originally tweeted out the screenshots after being sent them to see if members of Liberty Hangouts responded to comment, which they did not. IGD also reached out to TJ Roberts, who's listed as taking part in the chat, over Twitter to verify and comment on the messages, but received no response. Kaitlin and her friends are shown ridiculing Jews and Jewish culture and even making jokes about Hitler while mocking a kosher meal request form at a TPUSA event. The chats feature heavy use of the triple parentheses, a dog whistle used by anti-Semites to signal that someone or something is Jewish or of Jewish origin. Oh man, we gotta go through them one at a time, can't we? Kaitlin Bennett says, "Hello, I am back." Michael says, "Yay, welcome home. Now we can all go back to being normal Nazis." Justin says, "She looks Jewish. Coincidence?" And you got the little woo woo woo, you know? You can barely make it out right here because it's highly pixelated. Are you for America first or Israel first? In reference to this picture, Turning Point Israel, Kaitlin Bennett herself says, "I bet they have a lot of Jewish and Israel First donors." Justin says, "Weird how they," this is her fiance, "can donate their money to these organizations but not directly to Israel." Kaitlin says, "I want to donate my Christmas gifts to Israel." Justin says, "We need a presidential candidate who will deport the lone conservative to Israel." Here's somebody posting, they're posting people who oppose them. Erez Yusupov. We can probably guess whether or not this guy's Jewish. Coincidence ×2. Here's the little triple parentheses under this guy because he's next to an Israeli flag. Link to all this? Yeah, sure. Here's the link, guys. Yeah, we don't caricature Nazis. This is what they're like in private. Can you imagine being so fucking pathetic that this is what you do? Guys, when I'm talking in private with my friends, I'm not constantly making weird dog whistly comments about like cops or the bourgeois or anything. I'm just talking about like shit with my friends. But these people are like 24/7 LARPers. They're so fucking amused with themselves nonstop. I'm a Nazi. I'm also a Nazi. That's it. That's their entire personality. Justin says, Alex, are you wearing your yarmulke tonight? I'm thinking of throwing my old Israeli flag up behind me somewhere as irony. All it takes is one neocon screenshot of me with it on. They do the whole "my culture is not a costume." I'm surprised he didn't put "they" in parentheses. Lone conservative contributor can't afford books, can apparently afford an education. Peep one of the books on her list in triple parentheses. The Case for Israel by Alan Dershowitz. Just non-stop. What is this menu? Jesus. Non-stop talking about Jews and the JQ and how everyone who doesn't like them is Jewish and America first and blah blah. Imagine my shock in triple parentheses here. TPUSA kosher meal request. Someone responds, Israel Action Summit. They want to make sure you will be attending this at SAS, Zionism 101. Give Israel your money breakout session. Can you link the article? Jesus, I mean, you can just Google it, but yeah, here you go. Now look at this. Please, God, look at this. Now there are several people who are implicated in these chats. Okay, some people are going to accuse me, I know this for a fact, of like being presumptuous here. I'm just going to say it outright. If you're in a private group chat nonstop talking about how you're so surprised that it's Jews who keep disagreeing with you and you keep triple parenthesing them and you're outside of that talking about how democracy and homosexuality are a plague, publicly on Twitter talking about how democracy and liberalism, homosexuality and transgender people are all like paths to communism and that you would prefer monarchism or Trump dictatorship to any of those things, and in private you're constantly talking about how the Jews are bad and how she looks Jewish, honk honk, you know? You're a Nazi. I don't know how else to make it clear to people. This is the most, I literally can't fathom like a more obvious indictment of your political opinion than this. If anyone looks at all of this and says like, well, they don't have to be a Nazi, like these could be, like they're lying to you. There's literally no reason to believe that. But hey, let's look further, shall we? This is all new info to me. See, I'm not an investigative journalist. I just watch the Kaitlin Bennett videos and I keep saying like, ha! You're stupid. But I don't really do like the in deep, investigation. But here we go. So let's take a look at some of the people who are participating in these chats. Even though most of them are between Kaitlin Bennett and Kaitlin Bennett's fiance, there are a few other memesters in there. Alex Dyer is the former University of Kansas TPUSA chapter president. Ooh, another Nazi associated with TPUSA. He now works at RTS Financial. On Twitter, Alex posts cryptic support for white nationalism and anti-Semitism. Is this like... Okay, looks like just a normal company. I don't know. In one tweet, Alex praises a YouTube video by Nick Fuentes, a Unite the Right attendee, a Holocaust denier. What does this link to? Yeah, we've all seen the clip. Cookies, haha. You know what's really funny? Someone actually did the math, and following through on Nick Fuentes' own cookie analogy, they actually could have baked 6 million cookies in that time. His own analogy supports the argument, even though it's completely wrong to begin with. The actual straw man he constructs still supports the idea that they could have cremated 6 million Jews in that time. He's not even intelligent enough to construct straw men that support his point. Imagine making up an opponent's argument and then losing against it. And host of the white nationalist podcast America First, formerly on YouTube, now on DLive. The clip, titled Charlie Kirk Gets Confronted by Real Conservatives, features white nationalists filling up the Q&A section at a TPUSA event, dropping anti-Semitic dog whistles and criticizing Charlie Kirk for having a gay black man on stage with him. Alex Dyer says, yo, based. Alex also tweeted his support for Jacob Bardia, the 15-year-old Catholic who blocked an LGBT pride parade in Plock, Poland in August 2019. Here's him with the America First mug, unironically virtue signaling. The America First podcast is closely associated with the white nationalist group Identity Europa, because again, we're all massive fucking LARPers, which has now rebranded as the America Identity Movement. Okay, gotta distance yourself, gotta bury the lead a little further. America First has now launched America First Students, which brands itself as a more openly fascist Turning Point USA and is led by the former head of Kansas State University TPUSA, Jaden McNeil. Alex follows a number of alt-right and white supremacist accounts on Twitter, such as fascist cartoonist Stone Toss, who was admitted to being a Nazi, white supremacist YouTuber Way of the World, who I don't know, and the alt-right Daily Groiper. Very exciting stuff. Jaden is the right man for the right time at this endeavor, you know. Here we got another guy. This one's a really good one. Michael Moats is a journalist who has written for the Washington Examiner and The Blaze. In addition to being a supporter of the QAnon conspiracy theory, he is known for making inappropriate, flirtatious comments towards multiple women, including teenage girls. In 2018, he was criticized for taking a photograph of a female reporter's backside without consent and tweeting it at Nick Fuentes. I just want you to fathom for a moment the level of degeneracy of taking creep shots of a woman and tweeting them at a Nazi who was never going to respond to you. The aforementioned Holocaust denier. In December, he embarked on a short-lived bid for House of Representatives in Texas, but quit the race when his penchant for flirting with children was brought to light. Teen texting QAnon creep quits campaign. That's an ad. Get me out of here. No Roblox today. Thanks, Daily Beast. You do good work. Oops. A weird, creepy, pedophilic Nazi. Damn, there seem to be a lot of those guys. Wasn't there an out-and-about pedophile who recently ran for public office, like as a Nazi? Like they're a Nazi and a pedophile, and they tried to bring both of that like to light, you know? Like that was their like, no, not Roy Moore. No, it was a literal out and about Nazi. Not Roy Moore, but literally like, I am a neo-Nazi. What's the difference? Yeah, I know. In the words of Tim McAfkin, he looks like one of those guys. TJ Roberts. TJ Roberts is the former managing editor of Liberty Hangout and vice president of Liberty Institution of Freedom and Economics. God, dude, fuck me, dude. We got to start naming our shit like this. We can't have like the Daily Worker. We need to be like the Daily Workers Tribunal of Freedom, Democracy, Apple Pie, and Americanism, or some shit like that. Nathan Larson. What is it about Nazism that keeps attracting these pedophiles? Ooh, I'm really sorry if this is mean of me, but he looks like he's doing a comb over at 30, and that's a good meme right there. He has advocated greatly curtailing women's rights and decriminalizing child sexual abuse and incest, and is a white supremacist. That's who's representing you, folks. I'm really sorry, guys. What is it with these people, huh? Just like imagine like running on that. Like, yeah, I want to make the world better. I want to be able to rape children, beat my wife, and enslave black people. Yep, that's me. I'm Nathan Larson, and I'm running for public office in the U.S. state of Virginia. Is decriminalizing incest bad? Well, there's a reason why I didn't mention incest when I was characterizing his views right there. Because, as we all know, as all of us Destiny fans know, incest is morally neutral. Anyhow. Let's get back to it. TJ's articles for Liberty Hangout include Virginia governor refuses to condemn Antifa, a piece that constitutes one of the 3 Liberty Hangout articles following the White Nationalist Unite the Right rally that all complain about politicians refusing to condemn Antifa, denying that it was a white supremacist rally, and making no mention of Heather Heyer, who was tragically murdered by the neo-Nazi James Fields Jr. In It's Time to Admit MLK Jr. Really Sucked, Roberts even goes so far as to attack the civil rights leader. TJ is also the author of Physical Removal is Essential to Liberty, a defense of Austrian anarcho-capitalist theorist Hans Hermann Hoppe's controversial position, controversial being sort of the operative word here, that libertarian societies need to physically expel all advocates of democracy, communism, and homosexuality in order to be healthy. Hoppe is the founder of Property and Freedom Society, whose conferences frequently feature talks by white supremacists such as Jared Taylor, Richard Spencer, and VDARE President Peter Brimlau. In his own work, Hoppe has cited white supremacist Jean Philip Rushton to argue the comparisons between Western monarchies and African democracies cannot be compared due to the differences between Negroids and Caucasians. Hoppe has similarly asserted that his students at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, that gay people have worse foresight and financial planning than straight people. This guy's a teacher? Damn, that's an argument against tenure right there. Holy shit. And then, of course, helicopter memes. In conclusion, Liberty Hangout may bill itself as a libertarian media outlet, but a closer examination of their content reveals they are only interested in liberty for reactionary and far-right white, straight, and Christian men. Publicly, they oppose democracy, engage in Holocaust revisionism, and reference fascist ideas, thinkers, and slogans. Behind closed doors, they are blatantly anti-Semitic. Liberty Hangout is a crypto-fascist grift attempting to funnel viewers through a rapidly growing libertarian to fascist pipeline. True! And now we know. It is not, Kaitlin Bennett isn't just a fucking moron who's working for a fascist slash Nazi organization. Kaitlin Bennett is a Nazi. Kaitlin Bennett would be wearing the armband back in 1930s Germany. And Kaitlin Bennett has been normalized by her having gone on other conservative talk shows. I'm pretty sure she's done stuff with Steven Crowder, for example. There is a very immediate pipeline from just being a conservative to being a Nazi. All the more argument, by the way, I'm really sorry to throw this in there to vote for Biden, because holy shit, guys, every conservative media apparatus is literally just pushing people towards Nazi. It's not even like Ben Shapiro's like oblique like social fascism, you know? It's literally just being a Nazi. I don't know what to tell you guys other than we are on the precipice of just full on like Nazi advocacy in this country. And it's something that we need to be concerned about. I know that nobody decent, like, cared about Liberty Hangout that much anyway, but the real issue is that because there's not really that much of a pushback to this culture, and because Gamergate has facilitated this relentless anti-SJW mentality, I'm pretty sure if I go to Liberty Hangout, CNN equals Commie News Network, see? I'm pretty sure if I go to Liberty Hangout,
how would you explain
most of the people who subscribe to this channel, the 435,000 subscribers, most of these people are not Nazis. They're not Nazis. They're all horrible people, but they're not Nazis. Yet. As long as we live in an environment where there is... Didn't Kaitlin Bennett literally get invited to the White House? Or am I misremembering that? Nope! Just a few months ago, Kaitlin Bennett, the neo-Nazi, got the opportunity to tour the White House. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, wait. Tours the White House are available to everyone. Wait, was she invited or did she do it on herself? Hold on, wait. I could be fake newsing right here. Oh, no, okay, I'm sorry. The White House tour wasn't at the invitation of Trump. I apologize for that. She was brought on Fox News at nearly the same day. Can we fucking chill on this? Fox News. Millions of people watch Fox News, folks. And a lot of them aren't Nazis, believe it or not. Sorry about the fake news of the White House stuff. She said she was invited. It may well be she says she was invited, but if it was a regular White House tour, then I can't reasonably say that this was like at Trump's behest, you know? Yeah, this is a Nazi. A Nazi. Literally a Nazi. On Fox News. This is republicanism. Does anyone seriously want to make the argument that there's no difference between the Democrats and Republicans? Does anyone legitimately want to make that argument? Is that new? Yeah, it's from this year, February 19th, 2020, just after she blew up getting made fun of. Every element of the conservative media apparatus has gone more mask off over the past 4 years. Kaitlin Bennett would not exist 4 years ago. All of this has been normalized and empowered through Trump's presidency because he is completely unwilling to even pretend he doesn't like white supremacists. They mentioned Liberty Hangout tweets. Well, yeah, of course. This is like a left-leaning site. Anyway, yeah, just something for all of us to think about.